Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are after 3 days of building. Doesn't seem like a whole lot of progress, but this has been a little bit more challenging than I was anticipating. A bunch of very teeny tiny pieces. Like I say, there's a quarter for scale, so it's, this, I noticed last night, this one literally fits on there with room to spare. That's our experiment table that we did finish up last night. Show off the rest of the pieces while I'm going. If you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just trying to have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models and having some fun. If you've seen any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list, and I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. So, of course, we got the door. I was surprised I was able to get that handle to stay horizontal like that. And our teeny tiny chair. Okay, put these back into the tray of tiny pieces and get to work on tonight's bit. Once again, I'm been ambitious with my parts pull, but I think this one's going to go a little bit quicker than the last couple have, so I'm hoping to get through 3 sections. The first one should be fairly easy, fairly straightforward, I think. I've only got 1 or 2 little bits that I'm a little worried about, but I'm going to cheat on one of them, and I'm going to try and figure something else out on the other part. But let's see. These guys, all my pieces sort of separated. Hold to the bracket here. Okay, get the tweezers out. Three there with this one. No, so the red one goes over there. The blue one goes to the purple one. Over there. And trying to move. I have 3 of those? Oh yeah. So the short one appear at this batch. These those two of these should be fairly close. Okay, so the middle one's a little bit longer, so you're different. Okay. Now scooch those over there. Room to operate here. And in theory, all these pieces go into one.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I wasn't talking to you. I thought I had that turned off. Okay. So. Threw me off. I didn't even say anything that sounded similar to her name. Okay, get my glue tip on, and that's the bottom of our, what do they call it? Medicine furnace is what they're referring to this as. So I don't know. I'm hoping. My plan right now is to a couple of dabs of glue on there and try and center it down and get that and that. So wish me luck. Here we go. I think it's the same top or bottom, so let me get. I'm just gonna do right there, right there. And drop these straight onto the. Okay. And that pretty close. I'm probably going to glue myself to it. Move myself to the wrong piece. A little pressure on there for a few seconds, I hope. Okay. Now, I guess there's some extra glue there somewhere. Get. I'll clean off that. Okay. Yeah. Now, in what the instructions say to do, we're supposed to take a little piece of this wire and wrap it around the top of it. And I know, with all the good luck in the world, I'm not going to make that happen. So I'm going to get out my metallic marker. Just try, go in here. Get us a little golden edge going. Go all the way around. Okay. Like I said, I know my limits, and I'm still worried. I'm going to make handles out of these two, and I'm a little worried about that, but we'll get there. Okay, now, and it's also, I don't have the piece. There's like, they give you like a little piece of paper to crinkle up and put in there to make green on the bottom, but I've got some of this stuff left over from the Firefly Forest, so that's what I'm going to use as my fill on my green to put it on. So let's try get a hold of this. See, try hold it steady. I'm going to try and grip it just to see if I can't get a little glue down in there. Okay. Hopefully that'll settle down for me here. It is, I think. Now, actually I'm not sure if it is or not. Let me grab a needle here. Give it a little stir. And a little green powder. Let's see if I can get just a little on there. That'll be enough to fill it up. If I can convince it to go in. I can convince it to let go of me. Not cooperating. Okay. Get my needle back out. Stick you in there a little bit. Okay. And a couple of red dots on top. Come with me. Okay. I think one red dot would have been enough. But we got that far. Okay. Now, like I said, these guys, and actually this is supposed to go down next to like a stir or something, I think. I could have used that instead of my needle. Let's get that down in the glue, and you got the stick coming out the top there. I made that too long. And I'm doing this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and mount you on there. It seems like that fits pretty good in that little circle. I'm procrastinating, so I don't have to deal with that. Okay. Hold it. Just and with some luck, stand to get the glue distributed, and it's crooked. A pair of tweezers to, okay, not do that with it. Still crooked. Okay, I think. Other side, yes, fairly level now. Okay, and got my glue. I'm still, I don't know, I guess it got to be super glue to put these on, but we'll find out. It may just not have handles. I'm going to make an effort at least. So I got my little handy dandy wire bendy pliers. And I thought they were about in the same place. So let's see if I can get. I need to. Pull them up a little bit. Okay. Now, both of them. I think my plan is to try and just sort of lay them over the top on the edge right there. I'm not sure which kind of glue to use. Thinking, well, let's see, okay, they got the, so something like that, metal to plastic, I don't know, I'll try the super glue. So, hopefully, there. And you're sticking. The handle can be way too big. Magnetic. Okay. Okay, just for kicks. On the other side, see how bad. Okay. Okay, I had a thought here. Apply some of the B7000 to the tips of the like that, so it'll be on this side. Just pass it through the glue there. And it should be about even over. Slightly magnetic tweezers are getting me again. Something wood or plastic or something not. I have nothing. But sort of positioned across from each other. Okay, just made the handles too long, but hopefully when it gets in place it won't be as obvious. I don't think I've got any way to trim them off now, and it actually sort of stayed. I don't want to tempt fate and mess with it, so can I move you over there? Oops. Okay. Okay, you let it dry, and we'll go on to this batch. So this, right. Okay. So. Let's see, shows them side by side like that, so I'm going to do them top to bottom like this. And I'm going to go with the B7000 again. Scale this one, a little dab on there. Don't have much room to play with. Okay, they've got more. They must be going this way. They've got more room to play with than I do. That's why I'm going to change directions on it. Okay. Now, that little piece of wire goes into our blue one. There should be enough glue down there for it to stick into. That's probably a little extra as far as the wire goes, but once it this is going to be, I'm going to have access to it to trim it off, so I'm not too worried about that. Now, let's see, I'll go back to the super glue for this. Such a small space, I don't think I can get enough, little enough B7000 on there. And this goes on top. There. Okay. Not too shabby. Cool. Let's see here. This side. Alright. Now I'm going to grab the sacrificial piece, because I've got to put something on the round bit of these button things. This is going to end up being candles on the top of the rather than going in the hollow side, they are going on the solid side, so don't get to cheat with putting them in the wrong way, or the right way, or the easy way, I guess. I'm just going to do a couple of dots there. And now onto that, you could work with, I hope. Sort of flat. Okay. Then those two strip the wire. Then I've cut them too short already to do it like that, so I'll do it the hard way. And that's supposed to look like a candle, so I guess that's about right. Got a little showing there. Oh no. Okay. This is taking a lot longer than I thought it would too. Just looked at the clock. Yeah, the super glue works on one. I'll try the B7000 on the other. I think it's going to be a flow control issue because I can't get a small piece of. And let it burp. I don't even know if y'all can hear that on there. Ease you down, pressure for a few seconds. Okay. That appears to be a good way to do it then. I won't do the B7000 then. I wasn't really expecting that to stand up out that easily. Okay, stood up. Candles going, so set y'all aside and let you dry, and that completes the medicine furnace layer, shelf, and wall lamp. That's what they called that section. So get to move on to famous last words. I think this is going to be a little easier. Should move a little quicker. Should have 3 pairs of nails. And get some box tops here. They are pre-scored for me, so I don't have to do it manually. Love that. Make up some more scrolls, which I think I've got a good handle on now. Gonna do first thing. We got to double stack these guys. So I'm gonna try and do them all. Just a couple of one. It's gonna be a nice smooth thing. So I'm gonna do 1 dot of glue on each one. And that worked about as good as I usually get stuff to work on this. Scale. Okay. Trying to get it. Okay, I think it's already bonded, so I'll just have to smooth that out a little bit. Okay. That was the tiniest one too, so that was going to be trickiest. Okay, that one seemed to work better. Like I said, that one up, so let me hit it. Even it up and make it not fit there. Whenever we start wrapping it up in the box. Okay, I think I got closer. Okay. So, okay, let those do their thing, and now I'm gonna roll me some scrolls, and all the scrolls go into our little basket dealio here. So I'll get my, I think I got this sort of down now. Until I crinkled it. Okay. Spinning. Should essentially getting. I don't know if it's gonna help or not when spin it around in there, but it doesn't seem to be hurting, so I'm gonna stick with it. Okay. Back over here, actually. Yeah. I'll try and do that while I'm getting the scrolls made up. I'm going to do the, glue this down to make it a little more stable for when the installation actually occurs. Okay, so up and forth a few times, and then I think we can get away without not gluing these, because like I say, it's going to be in that basket, so they're going to be compressed to themselves. Drop down. These are the teeny tiny ones. Wish I had a grain of rice, because I think that's about the size of that stuff. Okay, that one didn't roll. I just want to make it more cylindrical. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now. Try. Just give me a drop of glue in there, and I'll just insert my scrolls into the glue. And this is sort of what it looks like they're fairly randomly put in there, so I'm just little ones. I think their basket's bigger than mine. That's what they show in the picture anyway. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to stop with 3 scrolls. Okay, I'm going to try one more in here. Yeah, I think that's about as good as I'm going to be able to do, and that's a fair representation of what they got. I just can't get that last grain of rice, as it were, in place. Okay, set you over there next to our candle, because you got glue on the bottom. Maybe I'll put that next to whenever I install that, I might put that next to our basket, have it sitting on the ground, underneath it, beside it, whatever. Okay. And these guys. Okay, so the blue one is the small one. And I'll take a peek right in the next page right quick before Okay. Alright. I'll start off with the big one. Just save the hardest one for the last, I guess. It should just be drop the glue on there, anchor it in place, then wrap it. So yeah, we'll do them one at a time. Don't know if this is going to be a quick one or not. Okay, so you in there, around. No, stick to the wood, not to me. Okay, there it went. Okay, so this is going to go all the way around and fold the sides down. Alright, looks like it's going to be pretty good. Okay, so I'll just do another drop on this side, and that should be enough to hold the. Put it further from the edge where maybe I won't hit myself with it. Didn't get perfectly square on it, but I'm not going to nitpick on that. Back in the corner. Not sticking. Okay. I guess I need to try and make it a little more square on the next one. Okay, on the paper this time. Really? Okay. Not great, but not at this scale. I don't think it's that bad. Try and do better now. Okay, take 2 before I start on the smallest one. Okay, let me try Okay, so that looks okay like that. Let me drop glue on here, right in the middle of the. Try to get you in place. Before I some pressure on the back. Oops. Okay. So now I do. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it look nice. You know, I'm gonna put it right here on the corner, and hopefully bring these guys together and not glue myself to it and glue it. I can make the paper connect. Not much surface area, but usually really sticky on paper. Okay. That's a little bit closer to square. It seems like it's folding. Got good surface contacts. Let me. I was hoping to get one more step done tonight, but it doesn't look like we're going to be making it that far, based on the clock on the wall, as old Bob Ross used to say. Okay, yeah, this one is looking considerably better, so I'm got a little flap here on this edge, but I don't think it's much improved before I move to the tiny one. Just move around a little bit. There it goes, finally. Okay, like I said, that's much better looking than the first one. So I guess that's the technique. And of course this was the one that I messed up the block on too, so added challenge. Okay. And yeah, closing in on that 40-minute mark, so it's definitely not going to be a third piece done tonight. But I still think with some luck tomorrow we'll actually get into making some walls. So I'm hopeful we can make that far. There, supposed to be. Okay. Don't have as the sides aren't hitting as solid as the last one did either. This is a little better, so start with you. amazed how not sticky this glue's being here. It may just be too humid in here. It's been pretty sticky this last few days. Okay. Oh, yeah. You too. Okay. Yeah, that one doesn't look bad considering I messed up the form on the inside. Yeah. And once again, quarter for scale. Alright, let's pull those other guys back in. See if all the glues had a little chance to get a little more solid now. There's our basket and our candles. I believe I'll just leave them in place on that thing because it's not gonna good solid there. Boxes. I'll put that one on the bottom, in the back. Medicine furnace. I think not too bad. The handles are a bit on the janky side, but I think it's still serviceable. I'll set it back on its. Okay. Seems the glue's holding. And our little bitty thing here. I am going to go ahead and try and snip that. Let's see that. And the blue one there, it's a little bit excessive, so let's see if I can get about there. Yeah, that suits me better. Let go. Okay, and that is almost 45 minutes worth of work. It's amazing how time-consuming these little things are. I'm both regretting it and enjoying it. So it's sort of a mixed bag here. So I'm really looking forward to getting to the bigger parts. That, like I say, once we start building the walls, I feel like it's going to go much quicker. We're going to have much more progress made day to day. Because, like I say, it's always a little bit of a slog to go through building all the tiny pieces for inside the shop. But, like I say, I'm looking forward to building on the actual structure, so things hopefully will pick up for us. But that's enough for tonight, folks. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another, stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel if you want to watch me do experiments a couple of times a month. This is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that is a playlist for this whole build. See you tomorrow.